Okay, guys, I'm back on the garden fence project. I've got all the panels attached to each other and attached to a post. They're not all pretty, but they're all there. Um, like I said, they're not perfect, but it's a fence and a barrier for animals. So don't think any animals can get through that. Been working pretty hard on this project. I still need a post back here, so I can't put that 15-foot panel in. I need fence posts over there, and I need them down this side. Unfortunately, our coon, I believe it is, has just about decimated all our chickens. We've got a couple out there, and we got a rooster. So I'm not as worried about getting the rest of this fenced in right here, right now, because we don't have chickens. And she wants chickens, and I get it. I like chickens too. I like ducks. We've lost all our chickens and our ducks to predators. It's either been a coon or a skunk or something. So we gotta get some fences built. So right now that's what I'm working on, this fence. I still gotta put a top on this. Hi, Rain. How you doing? And there comes Dolly, way over there, way back there in mounds. And then Annabelle's under the tree. So yeah. Anyway, we got to get the fencing thing under control here. I don't know where my jack is. I can't pull my fence post up because I don't know where my jack is. My jack is on this 3 acres somewhere, and I got about 20 acres of weeds. So I don't know where the jack is. It's out here somewhere. I failed to put it up in a proper manner. I thought I had it put up, and then I forgot about the weeds. They will grow no matter what. Everything else could die and fall apart. The weeds will be there. So anyway, I'll put the lid on that box of screws right there, and I'll get the fence out here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so as I said, I need at least 6 feet on top of this post. There's 5. There's 6. So that means that I'm at least 6 inches short. So if I add a foot to it, I should be where I need to be. So that's what we're going to work on. I'll show you another bit here in a minute. Alright, so now, if you're trying to build a fence, to guard people or keep people out or something like that, this is not going to beat people. But this post, this chunk of wood here, is just over 2 foot long. As I said a minute ago, I need a foot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down a foot, and I'm going to cut me as deep a cut as I can with the circular saw, and another cut as deep as I can with the table saw. I'll go long ways with the table saw, and I'll go across with the table saw, circular saw. And the reason I'm doing it that way is I'll take the side that I'll set my saw so that I leave about 3/4 of an inch left on there, and it'll end up being like a big offset on that. Isn't it gonna cut it out perfect? I'll show you what I do after I get that done. Alright, so I had to throw OSHA out the window. Had to remove all my safety, all my stops, lower this piece here, whatever that piece is. I had to lower it down as far as I could, raise the blade as high as I could, and apparently the blade is just shy of 3.5 inches worth of cut depth. So I've cut the other piece where I need to cut it right here. So what I gotta do is done something wrong. Yeah, cut that wrong. Yeah. Alright, I gotta recut it. Or do I? Yeah, I gotta recut it because I cut it on the wrong side. Okay, that ain't totally messed up yet. Okay, let me do this again. I think I've got it cut right. What I want to do is I want to finish this cut out, and then finish that cut out there. And this piece of wood here is going to be gone. And then I set it on the post like that, and I take some 3-inch screws, 2 or 3 of them, whatever, and attach it to the post, and I've just stretched my fence post. So, I think I'll cut the long cut first. And I'll show you what I want to do with that. It's upside down, but there's my post extension. Let's go install it. I'll bring you right back. And that's what my post stretching exercise looks like. I put 3 screws in the back of it. It's going to hold the fence just fine. It's not going to be, like they say, that ain't going nowhere. Let me do it again. That ain't going nowhere. So anyway, what I need to do is backfill this with a piece. I could slab a piece on there and backfill that. Since I got the saw already butchered, I can go ahead and do that. I backfill that. It's going to be, then it'll be flat. Yeah, be flat on the outside where you want the fence on the outside. So, yeah. Like I said, I can't do this fence because I don't have no, I don't have concrete. I'm going to run out of fence too. But I'm going to try to fence as much as I can. And that's going to be this side down through here and that 15 foot over there. But I'm going to pull all this out. I'm going to do some more weed killing. I might take a couple pieces and throw it down through there too. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's getting hot. I want to try to do something before I have to stop. I'll get this piece of rope here. Since I think I've got it all disconnected. I'll get this piece of rope here. Tied up here. And I'll measure 6 foot. And that's where it'll be. Alright, let's go working on this. Alright. So I got my welded wire up there now. It would appear that this one right here is still a little bit high. But it might be okay. What I'm going to do now is I'll put a staple on each post so I don't have to deal with that. So now what I plan to do is reach back here, grab this fence, maybe. I don't know if I'll do it one-handed or not. Grab this fence like that, get it started. And go down here, maybe to the end, and I gotta get a screw out of the way. Okay, let's go the other way. So there's 2 pieces here, so reach up under here, get this piece, and bring it down. Maybe. Yeah, they can stay. Alright, let's see if we can get these 2 down. I may have to just turn the camera off and do it without the camera. Nope, I did it. There we go. Now, I can't do anything with that until I take the screw out. Go down here, grab this. Like that. I gotta take a screw right down there. And then, I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Alright, so, there's still a little bit to do, but I've got to the point where I can stop now, because I've got the fence up, I got the panel up, but I trimmed it out like this, with some 1x rough oak around the door. Over here on this side, because I got different ridges, I'll have to cut the the high part of the widget. I can't even fucking talk no more. Anyway, I gotta cut the high parts of that panel out to be able to make a piece of 1x fit down through there. But that way I can close in that end. I'll put a piece of 1x on all this fence. There is a spot in this fence that's not right, and well, when you're working by yourself, you just do the best you can. But I really don't know if I went low or high. But anyway, what I'll do, is I'll cut this and take this bow out of it and just wipe back together. I won't have to go all the way up. Maybe about there. But I gotta get in out of the heat. Can't do no more. Later, guys. Alright, so I'm back out here. Pick up my tools. Got one more piece I'm gonna cut. Fill in this post back here. But for the most part, I'm done. I wanted to come back and make one more clip to let you know I'm live. So that last clip, I sounded pretty rough, I think. But before I put the table saw up and everything, I'll get another cut on this. This is going to be, looks like about 1 inch. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's going to be about 1.5 inches. And I'll go cut that, and then I'll start putting tools up. I'll put that piece in there. But got a little bit of rough oak. I don't really have a lot, and I know where I can buy some. So what I'll do, as I was saying in one of the clips, what I'll do is I'll come back. I'll put a piece on the outside, run it this way down, and back it up so the fence is sandwiched. Then I'll put a piece on the post, and then I'll take if I can get my air compressor running, I'll take my shears. I'll shear this top off so that it's basically flat down in here. Come across here, use it as a guide. You just come right through there and just take this top row off. Then I'll put a piece of 1x on the back and sandwich wire that way. And down here where this bow is, down here where this is, and I'll cut it off on one side of this hole, and put it together, and then use that piece right here, go to the back, and just stitch it back together. It'll be kind of lopsided, but it'll work. It won't be perfect. If I was doing this for a customer, it wouldn't work that way, but it'll work for me. I just gotta get the tools picked up, get that one piece cut, and I'll basically be done with this little project until I get some more wood and stuff. It's just too hot to do anything. So I'll pick up my tools, and got this little bit of fencing left here. So I've got enough to finish out actually I could almost finish out this whole side over here, the long side with that, but yeah, it won't happen. I'll get this side here, and I'll get the post driven over here, then that piece of metal right there. I'll run it right here, put a gate, put a post, and then I'll put my little lean-to roof over this for shelter, snow stop, or whatever. So when the chickens come out, they don't have to be in the snow. They could be wandering around in here without no snow. Then I'll use that for snow melt, use it for rainwater collection. Yeah, that's the plans. Plans change, but that's the plans for now.